We're live. Good.
Hashtag repent. Clay said you can't see the rabbits behind me.
I gotta watch that. Excellent. So we should be good.
Okay.
But is Chris watching?
Probably not.
Maybe tell him what you're doing. You know, we're gonna wait for 5 minutes.
Hey guys, we're gonna wait 4 or 5 more minutes, and we'll get kicked off right after 7. Aaron's making sure things fired up. If it's not, if we're freezing up or something like that, text one of us, let us know so we know what's going on, so we can try to fix it to keep things rolling smoothly. Last time, everything kind of worked out decent, but we still had some issue.
What is this shit? Yeah, it's me. Okay, I think we're good now.
Hashtag hummingbird. I see that right there.
All right.
Look at that fish.
All right.
You can't just do that on every one of them.
Yeah, you can.
You'll run out though.
That you will.
Let me do that for you. God, I got fried in my legs. Oh.
Remind me, I could put that stuff. Smashed my finger in a box today.
Oh my gosh. Enjoy your stay.
Huh?
Yeah. This is a one Airbnb. We won't be staying at ever again.
We might get into that later, but I'll never know.
We'll probably be on. She's probably gonna watch this.
I already watched it. I got a camera in here.
Yeah.
Probably.
There we go. Got the outside light on. How's that?
I don't know.
I think we got better lighting than last time for sure.
Yeah. All right.
Everybody's just piled in on us tonight.
Well, it's not 7 yet. They're not ready.
They're not just firing out.
It's still reading good, so hopefully we're in the chips.
Boy, I did get torched today, didn't I?
We're just waiting until right at 7. We like to fire this puppy up, make sure everything's running right. So far, everything's reading good. Like I said, if it seems like it's freezing, most of you know us, so reach out, let us know. Because just like last week, everything on our end says excellent as far as streaming goes. So hopefully tonight we don't have any issues.
Oh.
Hey, Christian got back with me. He was not here this morning. Yellow text.
No, they were at the last one. Oh, that's
Oh.
terrible luck. Yeah. That'd have been nice if you'd had that mess up at the last tournament, not this tournament.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you would have got a new YOLO tech.
Yeah, it was actually really easy.
Oh, I got 2 of them in my Tundra.
Yeah, you do, don't you?
It was easy editing my GoPro off my SD card from St. John. So that last day, I went select all, delete.
I mean, you got a point there.
I was going to say Aaron would have told me what he would have said. Be like, well, don't have to worry about fish catches this week.
Yeah.
Just delete this card.
Yeah. I did. I went and cropped every fish loss though out of it. You said it catches.
That's more work than I would have done.
Yeah.
I would have counted as a wash.
Dunkin' Donut.
Was it too strong this morning?
No, it wasn't bad. I mean, I've had worse.
So it was bad. He's just being nice. Yeah. Kind of like all the baits.
You know what we ought to do? We ought to give like a giveaway, some redfin.
We could actually.
Do that, yeah.
We'll wait until everybody's on here. But I mean, everybody, probably like 10 people watching, but you know what I mean.
7 right now.
We will.
Gosh, those dogs.
10 minutes in, if I forget. Well, what are we gonna do for it?
I don't know. They could guess where Blake won to Lake Elite.
All right, we'll do that. That'll work. That'll work out good.
Yeah.
Shit, I don't even remember where he won. Oh yeah, no, I do.
Wow.
All
7 o'clock. Get them
7
fired up.
o'clock. Fired up. All right. We are going to kick things off. Thank you to those people that are already tuned in. Obviously, I'm sure as this thing gets rolling, there'll be more of you tuning in. One more time, if things get laggy or something cuts out, definitely try and get a hold of us. So far, everything's reading excellent on our end, but that also read that way last week as well for a little while, and we got some people texting us saying that it was cutting in and out. So hopefully everything's running smooth here. We have good service, good Wi-Fi, but just like last week, our goal with this is just to literally sit down for an hour with you guys, have a BS session, talk about today, practice, outlook on the tournament yet going into tomorrow, everyday life, you name it. So I'm pretty much hosting. These guys will talk.
You didn't do squat today. You sat down.
That's true.
Oh,
No, I worked all day.
It could have went with me.
Could have,
But I
you're
had to work
just
for
so busy.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, Blake had a fun. Hey, Blake had a good day today.
He did have a good day. So
It might be Aaron.
why don't you? We'll start with you. Go over your day, or do you want to start with practice? How practice? Go through how practice went leading up to today.
We don't want to talk about Palaka last week.
No, I think we'll leave that out. I mean, I
We might as well.
don't want to pick on him too much.
Where was it? I already. Did we go there? We fish somewhere else in Florida?
All right, yeah. I guess we got to go
Your
back.
first tournament.
Yeah,
Let's kind of talk about your first tournament.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it was not the finish you wanted. I mean, you're gonna have those tough tournaments in life. I mean,
Yeah.
it happens. But the experience of it. How was it? Was it what you thought it was going to be? Was it worse than you thought it was going to be?
So, to summarize it last week, going into day one, had a limit it was a decent time. It wasn't super late, but I was getting some bites and stuff, and kind of kept me calm. Well, then day two rolled around, and I got real smart. I was going to, start on a different spot, and then I never got a bite. Then I went to my next spot, and I never got a bite. And
You did get a good bite on your first spot.
yeah, I did get a good bite, and he came off. So that was how we.
Stripes down the side of it.
Yeah. So, but I never could get in that rhythm. And I'm normally like a pretty laid back person and doesn't get spun out too bad. And I felt the pressure on day two. And, it's like you're hearing those talks, you're already letting people down. It's your first tournament. And like those voices, I let them get into my head. And man, it really truthfully, I got to the point where I was just like, it was a mental battle more than anything, as bad as I hate to say it. And then kind of fast forward into today, before getting into practice and stuff, I told a buddy of mine, I said, it's like an oh well attitude. I said, I can go out and not catch a fish. I said, oh well. So I can go catch 30 pounds. I said, it's, I'm just going to go do my thing and not worry about it. And so today I really went out and just enjoyed it. It was me against the fish. Brandon Polnick was pulled up next to me this morning, and just another guy. I try to not get starstruck and just went and did my deal, and I actually fished really relaxed today, and actually I had a camera guy get in the boat first thing, and that didn't bother me at all. I just kept doing my thing, and just so. With that being said, I can keep that attitude to not get spun out tomorrow.
Well, you say that. I remember my first lead was at St. John's, and it was cold in practice, and it was tough. Like I was getting 3 to 5 bites a day, and it was brutal. And I actually went to an area. I found a bunch of bedfish the final day of practice, and was pretty pumped. And I'm not a bed fisherman, and they were stacked. Like I said, I can pull in there and catch 20 to 25 pounds on these bedfish. Well, I roll up down there, and every one of them had left. And there was also in every canal I went to, there was an elite guy sitting in it. I'm like, this is great. And I ran to a spot that I had one bite in practice, and I pulled up there and I caught a 2.5 pounder and lost some other fish and ended up with 11 pounds that first day. And I was completely questioning my career choice. I was like, this is a whole nother level of guys. These sunbucks are catching them. I mean, held 25 or 28 pounds, was leading it. Here I am at 11. I was sick. Like I was questioning, do I even need to be here? And it was a gut check big time because, I mean, ta-da.
It's a bad feeling. That's really how I felt yesterday on the final day of day 2. So,
well, it doesn't help either. Like, what, 10 or 11 o'clock, he stops by us or fishes past us.
Yeah,
and you got
18 pounds.
Yeah,
16.
16 pounds.
Yeah.
Fishing the same. We were fishing the same water, doing the same stuff, and it was just it was a timing deal that things just pulled through. But I mean, he could have just as well easily been on that stretch and caught them, and I didn't. I mean, that was a weird deal.
But you went back through there later, and
went back through there later and caught 2 or 3 keepers. Yeah, they're all 2.5 pounders, but it's so time oriented. I didn't realize. We've grown up flipping and pitching shallow water our whole lives.
Yeah.
That's all we've known. And you see, like, I don't know if it's just in Florida or what it is, but the bite windows that you see. Like, Aaron texted my dad what's going on. He wouldn't tell me anything that was going on. He was texting my dad like, hey, give my dad an update. And he was telling him like, hey, he's got 13 pounds. This is after the tournament day. Aaron's telling me this. He's like, well, Luke's got 13. He's got 14. He's got 15 and a half. Now he's at 16 and a half. Now he's at 17 and a half. And he looked at his time stamp, and it was like 20 minutes.
Yeah. Like every 5 minutes I'm texting him. Never mind. Like he didn't even have, like he wouldn't even respond in between, he just, I'm like, yep, never mind. 14, 15 and a half, 16 and a half, 17 and a half. By the time his dad responded, he had, that's 20 minutes. He responded and he had 17 and a half compared to 14.
Yeah, it was just a complete time deal. I mean, I went back to it even day 3, and I struggled black on day 3, and I ran through the same stuff that I was pumped. Like I said, I could go catch 15, 16, 17 pounds again, or if more move up or whatever, and it was like they all left. But Christy was down there, Mark Menendez was down there, Brandon Card was down there, and I don't think any of us done any good.
No. It's actually funny talking about, you said Christy, we were packing up, you were fishing, and it's like 11 o'clock. Christy comes flying by, because we were staying right on the river, and he actually made the comment, said, it wasn't right or something like that, and he shagged out and just happened to be outside packing the truck and boat and see him drive back out of there.
I didn't have a limit till 251. I had to leave my spot at 252 or 253, and I caught a 3.5 pounder on my last cast, pretty much. I mean, I made 1 or 2 more, which Aaron always cusses me because I'm going to be late. But it was tough. Like I wish I would have done some things different. Like when I got back there and didn't get those bites, but it was cold. It seemed like it wasn't kind of cold that final morning or day 3. Yeah. And it just, when I got back there though, it didn't feel right. Like you get those weird feelings in your system. You're just like, and then my only other area was up north, and went back. We watched live on Sunday when we were driving down, and I'm glad I didn't go because it kind of found out that's where Bill was, and I would have hated to roll in there on day 3, and there he is, and that would have been accused of watching live or something. But that was the only other place I had bites because that's where I caught him last April when we were there. And so I'm glad I didn't go back up there and look at it because I was really checking out of that where I was at. We were in Crescent, and but it was just weird. The tide was weird. Just the wind blew it. It just changed it up. I mean, for me, tide's damn sure new for you.
I don't know if it was going in or out. All I know is I was floating one way, then the other way. I was floating the other way later. So
yeah, it's different.
And then on top of what you're saying, in practice, it was like 75-degree water temp. And the first day of the tournament, it was 60 degrees.
Yeah. And I know Saturday when I shut down, I pulled in the area, and it was 66 to 68, I think, on the second day. And it had dropped down to 61.
Yeah.
And I knew that was going to be a bad deal, especially as Florida fish, because they really change up with that temperature. I mean, hell, fast forward to this week. Look how much just changed in 24 hours.
Today was better than I expected it to be.
Oh,
And the hotter it got, the better the fishing got too. I don't know if that's for everyone, but that was for me anyways.
I mean, it was like, there wasn't we don't know if it's a shad spawn going on or what it is, but how much it has changed, because that didn't even happen yesterday.
No.
We didn't see any fish surfacing at all. And today it happened from 8 o'clock this morning till 4:30 and we weighed in.
And it got
all day long.
More and more of them.
Better and better. So
I think the weights will go up tomorrow. I don't know.
Gosh damn it, I hope not.
I don't think you say that on every tournament, but Okeechobee on a warmer trend.
Yeah,
Scary,
it is.
scary deep.
It is. We've been watching our phones and stuff, but I think we're supposed to have. Today was the epitome of perfect Florida conditions.
Perfect.
It was flat, calm, up to 5-mile-an-hour winds. You could run anywhere you wanted to. It was beautiful.
Put your bait wherever you wanted to. Didn't have to worry about rollers.
No, because the last 3 days we've had 3 different wind directions, 4 different ways. I mean, it was different. Like and this pond's way different than what it was. I was here a couple years ago, and I'm thinking it was. Well, they said it was 2 foot higher. You keep up with all that. I just show up and fish.
It was 17 and a half, I think it was.
That was just 3 foot higher.
Yeah.
It was nuts. I mean, the stuff that you could run back in is no longer available.
We'll talk about that. we both can talk about that.
Well, he hit yesterday. I hit today.
Yeah.
And no, was it yesterday?
No. I wasn't talking about hitting. I was talking about pushing. Talking about being lower.
Oh, yeah.
You
can go first.
Well, there's a lot of, I call them goat trails. I don't know what people call them, but
airboat trails right now.
Airboat trails, yeah. So I seen I'm looking on Google Earth and stuff when the lake's 3 foot higher.
Because your mapping is non-existent here. It's a bowl.
Yeah.
It's 6 inches on the bank and it's 9 foot out in the middle, and that's 20 miles out there. So it's just a gradual slope
with ditches.
And it's just it's marsh, swampland looking stuff.
And this goat trail, it winds through there and then opens up to a pond, and you can see boats that have ran in there in the past.
Google Earth hadn't updated in 2 years though.
It has not updated. And I said, well, here we go. So I'm running it and I'm just following along and seeing big gators on these big mats just fall in the water, and this trail gets smaller and smaller. And I said, well, we can't back out of it now. So we just kept on going, and it's the craziest thing I've ever seen. There was floating mud, and it's, I guess, from the water falling. All this mud.
It might have been your cue.
It was my cue. I said, well, as we stop now. Well, about that time I hit a patch of it, and motor got hot, and it shut me down.
In the rhubarb.
I was like 100 yards from this pond. I said, well, all right, might as well. We're made it this far. So went in the pond, and the pond is loaded. The pond is loaded. And anyways, and try to get out of it. And
actually, they caught 28 pounds a day.
Probably right next to each other. Probably, yeah. About 2.5 hours of pushing, and then my motor got hot and actually vapor locked. That was actually partially my fault. So, but yeah, so I was out in the water pushing the boat, and I got gators swimming around, just wagging their tail like a dang dog, just waiting on me.
It was 6 inches deep, but he was neck deep.
So yeah.
So I pulled the same stunt.
So I wasted my last 3.5 hours.
I think was it Tuesday I ran into a deal.
Yeah.
And I'd been in there before I ran. Like you said, it's just a pig trail running down through there, and all of a sudden it'll open up. Well, it opened up and I shut down, which is a mistake. Because when you shut down, you're shut down. You can't get on pad again. Maybe if I had some shovels to dig me a hole out to get on pad, that's the only way. But I seen a pond like he's talking about further up there, so I get on the trolling motor. I'm going. It's 3 o'clock. I troll the motor, get all the way to the mouth of the pond, and I'm talking you're dragging bottom the whole way to get there, but it's silt mud. It's not solid mud like we're used to. And I got to the mouth, and it was just like boat stuck on the troll motor stuck, and that's bad. So I stripped down to my skivvies and turn this boat around, and I push it into the wind for almost 2 miles. And I have never been so give out in my dang life. Like, I was worried about my asthma catching up to me. I'd push because I got to looking at my time. I was like, I'm 3 hours from dark, and we've got to be back at a certain time. Even in practice, we got to be back at 30 minutes after official sunset. And I'm heaving and hoving. I'm saying, okay, I can push this boat 1.2 miles an hour so I can get out in 2 hours. And the harder I pushed, the more my asthma started catching up with me. So then I was worried about it. So I get on the trolling motor for a little while, then I'd get back in the water and push. And it was literally like, you know, I'm 6 foot tall, so it was over Blake's head where I was at, but it was waist deep.
Yeah.
And you're in mud.
Yeah.
And you're pushing and pushing. And then once I got out to the main drag, which is still a pig trail, I was able to get on the big motor, but it was like you'd idle. And it's like the mud, it's got so much decomposition in it, and it's like just constant reeds and stuff. I'd idle for 100 yards, get back there, have to clean off the intake and motor, idle some more. And I finally got on pad, I think, was it like 6:15 or 6:20, and we got back the ramp at 10 till 7, and we had to really be off the water by 7.
Yeah.
And it was just like, it's the most frustrating place to fish right now. It's a neat place to fish. Like, it's.
I think everyone should experience Okeechobee.
Yeah. But when it's like a foot and a half higher.
Yeah.
Because.
Or 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Hey, I thought I was going to be late today to weigh in because I had it timed out. You know, I was going to idle out, and I was going to go fish this one little clump of grass and, you know, make 5-10 casts out and roll out. I got to idling, and then I idled some more, and I didn't realize how far up in there I actually was. I was like, holy crap. I said, I don't have time to stop and fish that little clump. So I just kept, and I was bogging it down too. And
yeah, once you shut down, once you're kind of midway through the reed lines, I mean, these reed lines, it's hard to explain, you know, if you're not here, because if we didn't have GPSs and stuff, I don't think I could find where I was at.
No.
Because you're running, it's just like solid reeds, and there's boat lanes running through it. And I mean, it's neat.
Or better yet, if you caught a fish and didn't put a waypoint, just kept on fishing.
No, you can't find it.
Yeah.
Or I can't. I mean, I'm not very smart though. But once you shut down off the main reed line, you're in less than 2 foot of water.
Yeah.
And it takes my boat turned sideways with someone with their both feet on the floor, sitting kind of toward the front.
1.7.
1.5 to 1.6.
Yeah.
And you're liable to have to idle a couple hundred yards before you can get on pad.
And that's being generous.
Yes. And I mean, you can shut down once you just get back there. You just keep trimming when you shut down, but you still plan.
Oh.
Yeah. And I mean, it's just muck. You can't do anything. It's just strictly a. Honestly, I got on my trolling motor and would put it on 9 or 10 to get out faster than I could with my big motor, because you can't give it any fuel because
you'll set down.
You'll suck down and it's just pulling up. It's tough. I mean, it is. It's a neat fishery though. It is target rich environment still, even with the 3 foot low. I mean, you can.
Well, then you throw in this other curveball. I heard about it, and then I finally found it. There's a lot of limestone in this place, so it's the weirdest thing. You have all this mud bottom, you know, or soft sand, whatever you want to call it. And then the other day I'm running. It was actually waiting on someone to get unstuck, and
I'm gonna bring that up.
And I was like, well, I'm gonna go stop over here, and I sat down and kink. So that sounded like a stump, and then I kept dragging. I was like,
"There's no stumps in this lake at
There's
all."
no stumps. I put my rod tip in the water. It's just sounded like solid. And I was like, well, there's that limestone. It was just solid bedrock all the way wherever I touched.
Well,
so I got a nice little
indention.
It's not bad. It sounded worse than what it was, but
I went and started back in there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I said I'm gonna run in
a
there.
lot of boats back there.
4 or 5.
Yeah.
And none of those caught any fish. So I went back in there, ran all the way back in there, went through the chute and got it where it kind of opens up, shut down. I fished and should have had a limit when I left out there. It'd have been a tiny one, which it was actually kind of a blessing in disguise, really. But I fished, it's clean all the way out to that end, outside the reeds in there now. So I come out and I was fishing down through there, and there's some crappie guys out there fishing. I got out there to those poles that show you what channel it is
Yeah.
or whatever. It's deep enough. I hit 1.4 and I was like, send it. Yeah, I sent it straight to the bedrock. And it was just like, and I mean, you're trimmed up, you take off, you just kind of break it over, drop your Bob's jack plate down and go. And she hit real solid about twice. And I was like devastated all day long. I was cussing myself because I was like, good job, you made it a whole 5 tournament days and knocked your skag off.
I told Aaron that earlier. I said, this was a brand new boat 3 weeks ago.
But I got in, and I had never been so relieved in my life. I thought it was going to be shark tooth on the bottom of mine. And that sunbucky's like, that Yamaha has got way stiffer lower unit than the other motor that I've had the last few years.
Just ain't hit it hard enough.
I hit her hard because it was about right there when you're about to break over. It's like, gang, gang. And then I had to back out.
What was lucky on mine is I was actually shutting. So like a lot of places like this, you're going to hit bottom. It's like you just throw it neutral and start trimming as fast as you can and hope you don't hit. So I already had the boat in neutral, coasting in, trimming this. So I knew my prop actually wasn't going 1,000 RPMs or whatever it is like that.
No, it's a different. I mean, obviously we're from the same region, and what we do, even Arkansas River, and it's not even like this, is it?
So
I mean, to an extent.
So like I live on the Arkansas River, and we run stuff that we shouldn't. But the difference here to there is, I'm glad there's no stumps in this place. If you threw random stumps out here,
just Aaron out there just planting these big old cypress stumps out here. And but you just, like today, which we'll have some GoPro footage of it. Like you're running
a stump.
Shooting. But I just like, I was running and I was like, I'm going to have to go way around this reed head, or it's just like, okay. And you just kind of cut it. You find a spot that's not as thick and you cut through there, and then all of a sudden you're cutting back. And that way you can just get a clean line to run. But if not, there's reeds 500 yards off the bank out there. They're just as thick as they were that are, right on the bank. So it's neat. I mean, it's something, I think, I don't know what they're doing, if they're dropping the water level to maybe get the water down to where the grass will start growing.
Yeah.
Because I talked to Christy the other day, and he's like, this is my second time to been here. And he said, dude, 10, 15 years ago, there'd be eelgrass out to the hay grass, and then there'd be hydrilla out past it. It was just, the water was, you had a 2 foot to 4 foot visibility. It was just lush green. It was awesome. And, and that's whenever the giant bags were caught out here. I mean, there's still some big bags being caught, but it wasn't, 30 guys in the top.
Sure.
Had 20 pounds. There was here a few weeks ago, I guess, in the Toyota. But I think
day one,
I think they hit a really good.
Full moon.
Yeah. Then I think they had good weather.
Yeah.
If it's flat for a couple of days out here, and what we've been here, it seems like that water cleans up pretty quick. So, I mean, there's still a ton of vegetation, but there's none of that emergent vegetation that's underwater. Got your hydrilla and eelgrass that helps filter that stuff out better. But, I mean, the water dropped. It's dropped 5 or 6, 7 inches since we've been here.
We were told an inch a day it's been dropping.
Wow.
And people who don't know Okeechobee, like
6 inches of water is astronomical.
I don't know what the maximum depth is besides the canals. Like I don't know.
Yeah, there's some deep water in them, but the main's probably, I bet it's 18 or 12 feet.
That's what I was thinking.
So it's just like I said, it's just a giant, flat, shallow bowl, that's got tons and tons of fish in it. I mean, it's got them.
With that being said, too, like it is giant. And today was the first day that I actually slowed down and started. I was still fishing fast, but it's such a big lake, and you feel like overwhelming. You couldn't cover this place in a year, truthfully. Like and say that you fished.
You could cover the bank in a year, but then you'd have to start back over and fish out 5 feet from that and start back over.
And when you say the bank too, we're not really fishing the bank there. You can't get to the bank.
There's not a bank here.
Yeah,
the outside rim of it.
Yeah, it's very.
Aaron said
we got a question. Said fishing going to get better as the week goes on or tougher?
Well, hang on. What's the weather look for tomorrow?
It's sunny. Well, anytime it's sunny in Florida, it should do we talked about this. I hope it doesn't get better because I mean, no more than I caught today. I caught more fish today though than I've caught all week. I mean, all 3 days combined, I caught more fish today in 2 hours than I caught all week. So there is, I don't know if it's a shad spawn going on, but they're just little bitty. They're not an inch long. Little bitty old fry or whatever these bass are eating.
They're not even a half-inch long. Like,
Which
they're
the bass
tiny.
I'm catching might as well be perch. So, I mean, hell, they could eat that anyway.
Weights are going to go up tomorrow. That's my prediction.
I hope you're wrong.
It's
I mean,
normally-
as long as yours go up, we'll be
Yeah,
all
I
right.
have to go up 3 pounds. Normally on Elite, it seems like on day 2, they'll go up a pound.
a pound.
It's like whatever, double it. Right now it's 12 pounds, I think, was 50th.
Something like
So 24, we're looking at probably 25 and a half pounds more. That means Gator's got to catch 14 pounds more.
But you lost one today.
I lost a 5 or 6 pounder, and that puts me at, because I had a dink in there that was a pound and a quarter. If I take him out and put a 5 pounder in there, I'm right there at 13 to 14 pounds, roughly. Same with you. You had a good fish you lost. You had a couple of nice ones though, 3.5 pounders.
No, I don't think I didn't even have a 3. They were all about the same. Aaron watched from back, and they were all about the same.
Sandbag. There was 2. When I pulled up there, I'm like, gosh damn it, he's got 19 pounds. I look like a joke over here.
It was
the next Patty Walters on
Next
there.
Patty Walters.
Sandbagging.
Sandbaggers.
Uh-oh.
So we got something else.
What's the difference between this week's lake and last week's lake? That's a pretty good question.
3.5 hours and no tide, and no, that's a smart ass comment. I'm just joking. Well, I mean, last week we were on a river system.
Yeah.
I mean,
And it was tied.
It was tied. And we're literally, this lake is huge.
Yeah.
But it's normally broke into 3 different areas. I say 3, but you got the South Bay area, which is like the Clueston area down there, and then you have Moonshine, which is a giant. Moonshine's a small bay inside of a giant flat. There's that section, Monkey Box area. Then there's the North Shore up here.
Yeah.
You got Tin House, Indian, all that down through there on the North Shore. But now you have the canals, Rim Canal. The Rim Canal actually covers all of the west side of the lake. I'm pretty sure that's how you run to get to South Bay if it's blowing really bad.
I never did go into a Rim Canal, and I'm sure that's where they're catching them.
Yeah, probably so. I mean, there's some guys jerking in there in the canals. I'm sure there always is now with live scope. But it's weird. The east side of the lake, you just cut it right down the middle, the whole east side. Not knock on wood. Like I've never read anything where anybody does good over there.
Really?
I don't know if it's because I don't know if it's a different bottom over there. Maybe it's solid rock over there. Somebody from down here obviously would be able to tell us that.
Now you jinxed it because whoever wins this
We'll
week
probably
is
be on
probably
the-
going to be on the east
I
side.
highly doubt that because I guarantee you it's chocolate milk over there. But it's just it's a different feel of where we've ever been before.
I was more excited for the St. John's for fishing.
Aaron getting his text message.
Well, it's-
All right, what question we got now?
We got one from David Anthony. He says, if you guys only had 3 baits to fish the rest of your life with, what would they be and why?
Let's go swim jig master over here.
Well, say swim jig.
What kind of swim jig?
Oh, that's a Mobster 5/16. I like a light one though.
Why are you throwing a light one? You don't like to move it fast enough?
No, I can skim it like almost wake it.
I don't throw a light one. I throw a heavy one. I'm making things react. That obviously
All right. Number 2.
tells the guy that's
Number 2, I know, I just don't want to say it out loud. You might judge
Is it a
me.
big secret?
No, it's just
a wacky rig young dinger.
no, I was gonna say shaky head.
Go on.
That's it.
You're not involved in the house anymore.
Number 3.
Okay, so I got a shaky head, and we'll just say a jig in general.
Jig in general.
Okay. And then
You're not from Oklahoma.
flip it, swim it, whatever, and then just like a big worm.
Really?
I think we got to kick you out next week.
No joke. This is a real man fishing over here. I like finesse stuff,
So what are your 3?
So,
What are the cool baits to throw?
the 3, I mean, obviously now I don't have a sonar minnow. So,
Imagine that.
yeah, I mean, or a Great Lakes finesse minnow bait, something like that. Drop minnows, nice one. They only catches bass, they catch crappie, which is probably what I should have just done this week. Lots going on.
That leads me to the next question after you answer your 3.
So we got 1. You need number 2.
I'd say probably like a yum dinger or a thumping dinger. That's it's kind of like a swim worm type deal, thumping dinger, and then obviously a dinger you can wacky rig it, Texas rig it, go weightless rig it.
You got one rigged up?
Yeah. I don't know why.
What about number 3? If you don't answer this the way I want you to, something's wrong with you.
I'm trying to think.
Neither one of us had a hard bait.
The new flash point we got does some pretty good damage from Booyah. Man, I don't know. Probably a woolly bug.
Thank you. You only won $100,000 off of it.
I like the bad mama. We don't have it anymore. I've still got a few packs left of it, but woolly bug is definitely it's kind of got a special place for me. Just a little bit.
Okay.
I mean,
It's got a special place for me too, and I don't even fish.
I got it. Well, that's what I caught, 98% of my fish on it, Palatka last week.
What do we got for the next one?
What about these crappie fishermen out here?
Oh, yeah. Oklahoma, we don't have squat on these guys.
Sure.
So when you come out of takeoff, you go into this bridge and there's like a little chute for quarter mile maybe?
Yeah.
Is it fair to say there's 100 boats in that quarter mile?
Like
I don't know about 100.
If you take it's spider rigging, that's what most all they're doing. There's literally every 50 feet, there's a boat, and there's 2 of them away from the bank, like just stacked up from one end to the other.
It looks like you're on a sandbar drinking.
For 24 hours.
Yes. Oh, they're out there all the time. They got their lights. They really get fired up in the evening time. You got their lights and everything. Yeah,
But when I was running in today, I seen several boats.
Oh, it literally looks like a party cove.
Yeah.
And it's just they're lying on the creek from one end to the other of it. It's nuts. I mean, the crappie are thick out there. It's nuts. I took my Mega Live too, and I went jerking and stuff trying to catch some bass, and all I caught was sockeye or white perch or whatever they want to call them down here. And
no idea
they were just stacked. Like you'd scope out there, and they would just be everywhere. I mean, it was nuts.
So next question in, which tournament are you looking forward to the most this year?
Go ahead, big man.
St. Clair.
Ooh. He took it. He took yours. That's
Wow.
not fair.
Yeah.
You'll get out there and you'll think that.
Yeah.
Now, I'm looking for that one just because I come in second, which I'm sure I won't catch a bass back there where I caught him last time because it's got absolutely torched since then. I am looking for that one. It's awesome when it's flat. When it's not flat, it is, gosh, dang, it's like going to Texoma and doing donuts around Washita Point and absolutely getting torched on waves the whole time. But it's not those waves. The wind waves get you.
Yeah.
But you have, go to Grand on 4th of July, but that's Monday through Sunday there. And these are not little pissant yachts. These are like real deal big yachts. And they pile drive through the waves. And they might run right beside you. They don't care. It's quite a place. But it'll be a fun tournament. There'll be a lot of fish, a lot of good fish caught in that one. Anytime you go up north, though, it's astronomical. The place I think you're going to like will be when we go to the Mississippi River up north.
Yeah.
Because that's just straight Arkansas River, only there's 8 billion more fish in it.
To change it up from St. Clair, since he also said St. Clair, we're going to Elizabeth City, North Carolina. I don't know how you pronounce it.
Pasquanian River.
Yeah, he nailed it.
Yeah.
The elites had never been there, to my knowledge. And so it's going to be a new fishery to, I don't know, probably 90% of the field, I would imagine. I don't know that for sure. I'm sure there's some guys who have been there fishing. I think the FLW Tour used to go there a couple times. But there's going to be more people who haven't been to that place than have. Yeah. And I like that it's
kind of level the playing
field. Kind of level
the
playing field. There's no home field advantage, and it's a river too, tidal, brackish water, all the stuff that I know not much about. So
we do have it's not a question, but Daniel Thomas says, just wanted to let you guys know how important podcasts are to get your name out there. I first saw Luke on Bass Talk Live and Blake on PTB, whatever that is.
Bass Talk.
All right. Recently, both
Bass
seemed
Talk.
like cool guys, and that's why I'm here now. They aren't that cool, I'll tell you that. I mean, I live with them, and they're all right, but
Well, speaking
they're
of
not
something
that
cool, like, are we doing some giveaways tonight?
we might have to do that.
Oh, we forgot about that.
So, Redfin, obviously, one of Luke's good sponsors. Awesome guys over there. Awesome glasses, obviously. Yeah, I mean, he kind of looks stupid in them, but they work.
You said they looked good at me last night.
I don't think so.
But we are going to do a giveaway. We have fin straps. They're called by Redfin. So obviously, if you don't know what they are, you hook them to your sunglasses, wrap them around your neck. That way, if you want to take them off, you don't want to put them on your hat like I have them. They hang there. They're actually awesome. They're built really well, so they fit around your sunglasses tight, so you don't have to worry about, if you're running down the lake and you got them hanging on your neck, they're not going anywhere. So our plan is we have, what,
4 or 5?
5 of them, right? 4 or 5 of them. So we're going to give them away to anybody that comments in and gets it right. The question is tonight, and obviously this will go to the first 5 comments that we get tonight that are right, if we get that many. But question is where did Blake win? What was it, Bass Nation? Where did he win the Bass Nation to qualify for the elites? So if you guys know that question and you have the right answer, first answer in is right. Second one's right.
We might have.
Boy, hold on, this is good. People are gonna be fighting for these. So, we shouldn't have said it was right because now everyone can just comment.
Better hurry up.
But no, we appreciate you guys jumping on. We're just gonna give. Yeah,
They're all from Oklahoma.
Yeah. But we figure we're gonna try and give away something, on every one of these, kind of keep everybody interested, and we appreciate all the support hopping on here, listening to these guys talk. Yeah, right there. No,
There's 5.
Oh, there's 5. So you
knock that one out.
What about Lucky Lure? I mean, he's probably got 10 pairs of them. We'll let her fly. But so there goes all these. So we will contact you guys, or I will probably in the near future, and get your address, and I will ship those out probably as soon as I get home here from this tournament. So that was our first giveaway, and it went pretty quick. Probably because we gave away the answer as soon as the first person commented, but that's the way it goes. See, somebody said Lucky Lure don't need them. What would be your favorite Falcon rod for cranking, flat sides or more finesse crankbaits? Good question.
I've always been a big carrot guy. For throwing something light like that, it's going to be a 7-foot cranker for me. Honestly, though, the new Expert that we've got coming out, or that it's just out now, we've got our hands on those. That Expert cranker is going to be a game winner for that. I like the cranker because it's a lighter action rod for your flat sides and your more finessey crankbaits. For me, you might be a little bit different, but
no, I throw it on if we're going real small, I'll throw the jerkbait rod too.
Yeah, that 6.8.
Yeah,
it's good for your 1.0, your real small crankbaits. But either one of those are going to be great. If you're actually really doing target oriented, maybe lay down, something like that, the 6.8 might actually be really good.
Yeah,
a little bit shorter rod, you can put it more where you want to. If you're making longer casts, to get that bait a little bit deeper, maybe fishing rocky points more like that we do back home, the cranker may be a little bit better option for you.
What do you throw your 1.5 on?
I throw it on a cranker, but the deep cranker is one of my favorite rods. The deep cranker to me is very versatile. Not only can you throw that little bit bigger square bill, you can get out there those medium to a little bit deeper diving crankbaits, and it's actually probably my favorite chatterbait rod.
Oh, really?
Yes, it's got a lot more whip to it. And now that we said that, I didn't rig one of those up. I have it on a 7.2 swim jig rod, and I may go change that out in the morning and put it on that rod, just because it allows that fish to absorb that bait a little bit better because it is a softer rod.
I love the composite cranker from Lowrider. the Lowrider series. That's
your favorite. I've not been a big lowrider fan.
Really?
I know a lot of guys are. They love that rod. That has just not been my line. That
it's real flimsy, but it's also got stuff.
Some good.
It fits the short mini guys.
Yeah, it's a 7-footer.
Well, it's we talk. We say that lowrider series, Kira series. Falcon has actually got several different lines to meet everybody's budget.
Yeah,
is what's really cool about Falcon. It used to be the original series.
Yeah,
and now it is the HDs and stuff like that. And they just have, if you want to spend $79 to $100 on a rod, they have that rod. If you want to spend $130 or $140 on a rod, they have that, and then a 2, and then up to $250 or
you almost won
whatever.
St. Clair on Buku, didn't you?
Yeah, St. Clair. That's what everybody said. Oh, you're throwing a high dollar rod. I was throwing Buku's at the time when I had it. It was $99 rod.
Say $100 bill.
$110. That's one of my favorite spinning rods because it is so versatile. You can throw a minnow on it. You can throw a drop shot. You can throw a shaky head, and you're not breaking the bank with that rod. So I've got several of them. I mean, people are all the time saying, "I can't believe you throw that rod. You can throw this." And I said, "Well, that rod fits me well."
Yeah.
Because everybody's different.
Oh,
I know guys that are diehard low rider guys that won't throw anything but a low rider. Then diehard guys that throw carrots. It's just, just whatever rod they have fits you. Fits your budget. When you pick it up, I mean, all their rods are very quality, but they can any price point you need. They have that rod to help you do it, and they have several different actions to really get specific of what technique you want to use. Or you can use like the deep cranker. Like I said, you can use it for a chatterbait, rattle, or like a booyah hard knocker, or a medium to deep diving crankbait. So they got several rods that you don't have to have 50 different rods. You can have a Amistad, a deep cranker, a cranker, and then a 610 finesse jig rod that you can throw a spinnerbait on. So a lot of good things that they have for you that, like I said, doesn't break the bank, and that's a big thing.
Hold on, look at this guy. This is right where I was gonna go.
Uh-oh.
I'm definitely more of the Cars series.
Kara series.
Or Kara series. Oh no, that's not where I was going. I was gonna say you guys never asked me what my rod was. I like throwing the little Snoopy pole, push button
rod. No, you want to ice
with a bobber on it, worm.
He is the biggest frog throwing fool I've ever met in my life.
Yeah.
Like I've taken him a few times. Hell, there's ice on the pond one day. He's like, "You think he'd bite a frog?" "Oh yeah, Aaron, go get after it, son." But
You're not gonna bite a frog at Lake of the Ozark this weekend, the Toyota?
That'd be pretty sweet, actually.
I mean, I'll throw a frog from sun up to sundown. I might not catch one, but I will.
He throws that.
It's the only way I don't get hung up or break anything off.
Yeah, that is very true there. That and chatterbait, that's your two stuff.
Or I have a big knot in my reel.
He should be a professional at taking backlashes out, which I've helped him out with that a few times. But it's always, regardless of what it is, it's about going and having fun. Whatever you have confidence in, it has really boiled down to that.
Yeah,
I've noticed. We're out there rigging rods tonight, going out tomorrow, and he's got 17 swim jigs tied on. 2 flipping baits and a spinner rod, which I didn't understand why he had that, but he's also ahead of me right now, so I might ought to put one on myself. But it goes to confidence.
Absolutely.
When I won at Santee, after the first day, I told Aaron, I said, it's going to get right, because I had an Amistad in my hand, I had a 20-pound sunline shooter, and I had a woolly bug and a 5/16 ounce Rogue tungsten on. And that's what I did, though. That's what I have confidence in, and that's what I did. If you want to go to LureNet and get anything from LureNet,
you got a code?
Yeah, we do. I think it's
you're pretty good at that.
I think it's Luke 10 or Palmer 10.
You don't even know.
I need to look that up because it changed only once. So
see, if you knew, we could put it on.
Well, try one of those two, and they'll work for you. But that'll get you 10% off for your next purchase at LureNet.
Oh,
and that's where all of our baits come from, actually.
Speaking of frog, did anyone throw top water today?
Yeah, I might as well not throw it, though. I didn't catch one on top. Did you catch any on today?
I mean, I threw a swim jig and they ate it like a top water.
That don't count.
That doesn't count. David would catch one on top water.
Yeah, David would.
No, I did. I had a buzzbait tied on. I had a cat crusher tied on. And then I even threw
He threw a mobster swim jig and jacked him on it. That's exactly what he caught him on today.
Yeah. No, I couldn't get him on top water. I don't understand why either, but
because they're literally,
Not much.
I don't know how their backs aren't out of water.
Yeah.
They're so shallow. It doesn't make sense. But that's a shad spawn. I mean,
yeah.
shad spawn, these shad are like this long.
Yeah, they're not shad.
But they're
they're very keyed into that little
Oh
bait.
my gosh.
Yeah.
Like I've never seen, I mean, it's like you're fishing a herring lake or something where they're
Kind of
pressure.
Like.
Yeah. It's nuts.
So
but they're not
moving forward, we know we have a little off time because someone didn't make like one of them Super Bowls of fishing. You know what I mean? The classic.
About that.
But somebody did.
Somebody
did. He's showing you up all day today. But you made the classic, and what do you got in between? You got another one in between.
Yeah, Toyota Series on Sam Rayburn.
So you'll go right from here.
I'd like to go home and take a little break, but we should keep on rolling.
But the championship of that Toyota Series is at
Grand Lake. So
I wonder
that's
why
you're
you fished
fishing.
that one.
I need to get signed up for that. I don't know if there's a
So that's what yours is going to consist of. You're going, what did you say, you have 4 days, 5 days off in between Rayburn and Classic?
Yeah, if we make the final day of the Toyota, because I had to look at everything because the Classic's different than anywhere else. Like the practice is weird. Like
Friday, Saturday.
it's
Sunday,
really like a
Monday.
10-day tournament or 10.
You're about to get you a
Yeah.
expectation of it. The Classic is
Because we start here is like Monday through Wednesday's practice, and then Thursday through Sunday is our tournament. But on the Classic, it starts
the Friday before
the Friday before, and then there's 2 off days, I think.
Yeah, you fish Friday, Saturday, Sunday, off Monday, off Tuesday, practice Wednesday, off Thursday, and then you start the tournament Friday. So you have
10
one day
days,
of practice.
Yeah.
You have one day of practice the week of
I was
the
about out
tournament.
of fingers.
Yeah, you're short. But it's an experience. Like it's fun, it's tiring, and everything. The only thing bad about the Classic is the drives. Because there's not any Classic venues that we've been to that are like, oh, let's drive 20 minutes and we're to the exposure.
Knoxville's right there.
Oh yeah. But
That's
next.
it.
But that is it.
Yeah.
I mean, but then you got to drive 45 miles a day in your boat one way. But that's the only one that's even close, and it takes you an hour to get from the hotel to the service yard to the.
Do you ever let your camera guy drive you so you can get a little nap in or anything?
No, I don't. I do. I'm only driving, and he's a good driver. He's probably logged more miles than I have, but I don't know. I just get in and drive. He just says he's the passenger princess, and he just tells me when to pull over and get him something to eat.
Well, I'm working too hard.
Yeah, that's it.
You can drive with me whenever you want.
Oh no, we can't answer that one.
What's the question?
Stirring the pot. Said you can read it.
Speaking, I can't.
Aaron and Martin.
I can't see that.
It says, I saw where Aaron and Martin blanked today. What happened?
I just didn't catch them.
Well, I mean that's been a big thing.
Yeah, it has.
And that might be actually a good thing to address. I'm glad that was brought up.
Yeah.
Matt.
Nothing against them.
Nothing.
Obviously.
I respect both of them. Matt, I haven't talked to him since all this stuff happened for him. He left Bass the other day. He said he's done. He's just going to fish NPFL, I think. And Scott had a mishap. And it can happen to anybody. We cannot get information. If we're at a gas station and Aaron, I don't know him, he walks up to me and he starts saying, hey, up in Chickawaukee Creek, there's fish on beds everywhere and there's 10 pounders. You need to go in there. You just took that creek away from me.
Yeah.
Because now that you have given me that information, and I did not ask for it. It is not something I asked for. I can't take that information. And that's what happened to Scott, supposedly. I don't know the whole story. I just seen he got DQ'd, and I haven't even watched anything on it. But that can happen to anybody.
And then on the flip side, if you plan on fishing that creek already, it's
kind of a wash for you. So I know you're just trying to help and stuff like that. People are trying to help us, but please, if you see us, do not talk about the lake we're going to be on.
Yeah.
You know, if we're going to 10 killers,
Yeah.
please don't come up and talk to us about it.
That's worries me on 10
yeah,
killers.
and we'd love to talk to you about fishing. I mean, I'd love to talk to you about anything but that lake we're going to.
Yeah.
You know, just so kind of keep that in the back.
Or
you know,
or
pocket.
any that are on the
Any of them that are on
Yeah.
the deal. Don't say
I'm
you've been
negative,
to Grand and we fished that this year. You know, it's and we hate that it's like that, but that's just part of it. So, you know, keep that in mind for us, because I can't afford to DQ. He can't afford to DQ. It's just, and that puts a hurt on us. So, you know, we'd love to talk fishing about with you and everything, but, you know, please refrain about any lake that we're going to.
Yeah. That really is a tough one, especially where they're hammering down and stuff
Yeah.
on things.
Well, it's so hard because everyone wants to talk fishing with you guys. 'Cause a lot of you guys are, I mean, they're starstruck. They're fans with you. What are you gonna do? Walk up and talk to Luke. You've never met him before, and you'd be like, "Oh, did you hunt this fall?" No.
Yeah.
You're not gonna ask him that. You're gonna talk fishing. You know. And when you talk fishing, a lot of them, they don't know the rules.
No, and
know,
we're seeing them at a gas station. Well, we're at the lake that they fished their whole lives.
Yeah.
You know, and I understand it. You know, it's hard not to.
Yeah.
So please, like I said, please don't say anything about it. Just kind of back off of it and go on from there.
But that was a good question. It's just a touchy subject
Yeah.
right now. Obviously, we have nothing against those two guys at all.
No.
And we don't know the whole story.
So we're kind of on our own little Airbnb over here, and you can't have visitors
Cannot have visitors at this
Yeah.
Airbnb.
We got in trouble for Blake's mom and dad coming by, and they'd done some laundry for us, and apparently you can't have unregistered guests at your house doing laundry, and it was literally his parents just doing his laundry.
Yeah.
So
I actually did all ours.
yeah, they probably did, which we probably won't be staying here next time.
Yeah.
I mean, they literally just swung by and hung out for an evening or two.
Needless to say, it took a lot of patience this morning for me not to respond the way I wanted to, but we're gonna.
I heard you threatened to kick his out or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, it was really
crazy.
We're in bed by 9:30 every night, and
someone's coming by and help cleaning up, and then
So anyway, that's over with.
That's over with. And
What do you guys think if there was no rule against
information at all? Well, that's good.
what was it?
What do you
No
think if there
information.
was no information rule? Like, what if that didn't matter? What if you could get information leading up to the tournament?
I wouldn't.
I'm not a big fan of it.
I'm not a fan of it.
I kind of like it that we're not supposed to get information because obviously there's guys. Let's just, I don't know, we'll throw Palatka just because we were just there. There's guys that have connections all over the country, and you still have to catch the fish.
Yeah,
no doubt, regardless. But if you take St. John's River and you can go from Jacksonville, Florida, all the way down, it's way the hell south, and it's 80 miles river. I don't know how far it is, but say it's 80 miles river. If it would just narrow it down to say, hey, this is a productive area, these guys here, if you give them an inch, they'll take it 400 miles. They're outstanding fishermen. So it would help narrow it down for a guy to not have to worry about, hey, it's dead at Jacksonville or it's dead down south or whatever. And that's kind of what it can do. You know, it's just like Arkansas River. You know, if someone told you don't need to be in this creek or that creek, well, that's a lot of area that it can narrow it down, and you don't have to waste your time in it. But it seems like when that's happening, that's where it's won out of, you know.
But I think at the same time, it would take a lot of fun out of it, right?
Yeah.
You got 100 of the best guys in the country, and everybody can get information. Well, the locals know where they're biting. So you would have 100 guys in the same area every tournament.
My angle on it is another reason I don't like being able to get information, or
Like I don't have 200,000 go blow on waypoints.
Yeah, that too. But being like a new guy, like I'm not networked like a lot of these people do. Like there's people.
Thanks a lot.
Like
Jesus. Well, just throw us under the bus here.
Well, I mean, just say like a big name. Like
I know what you.
They know so many people.
I'm just a nobody over here. No, it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah.
I'm a has-been.
Yeah. But
No,
I see where you're coming from.
It helps like the people who are up and coming because, like I said, just for instance, a lot of people just from where to stay at for Airbnbs and whatnot. Like I don't know no one.
Yeah, you just get in the truck and go.
Yeah.
No, I mean that's a big thing. I mean it's a network.
Yeah.
Across the United States, regardless if it's racing, motocross like you used to do and stuff like that. Hunting. I mean, you meet people. We've met awesome people like we talked last week. Everywhere we've been, South Carolina, Texas, and it's nice. I mean, down here in Florida, it's
like I wouldn't even know anyone guys because I don't know anyone from Florida.
So. But I mean, you meet people and hell, they become family.
Yeah.
After it's over with, it's like we stayed with David for a couple of days, and he's nice as can be, and it's nice to have that home away from home.
Sure.
Just to.
I mean, to give you guys an example, I book all of our Airbnbs and stuff for the year. Out of what do we have? 9 tournaments, 10 tournaments, whatever it is this year.
Classic.
Yeah, so 9 right now.
Luke,
9 tournaments. We have 4 Airbnbs. The rest we're staying with buddies, which is pretty awesome. And you're talking from Texas to St. Clair to Wisconsin to you name it. We have buddies all over the place, obviously, over the years. David, one of our great buddies that we were just talking about, we met him because he reached out to us on Instagram, hit him up in Luke's DMs. And I remember it. Luke called me. He's like, what do you think of this? And I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, we're 2 guys on the road. Like, we have a good time and whatever, drink a couple beers here and there. Like, this guy hit us up in our DMs asking to stay with his wife and kids. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, but at the same time, I'm like, we might as well give it a shot. I mean, this guy's probably cool.
Yeah.
Sure enough, we pull into this beautiful place.
It's
for the Harris Chain last year, open arms welcomed us in, and wouldn't you know it, he drank some beer. So we got to be pretty good friends with him. I actually went and killed a gator with him this last fall, and it's just crazy how that all happens, all through Instagram, and now he's one of our closest buddies. But that's just how, going back to networking is insane. No matter what industry you're in, the more people, the more places you go. We got it pretty good.
Yeah. Speaking of gators, so I was fishing this area today, and every time I went down this one stretch, I had this gator that kept swimming up to the boat, and it didn't care. It wasn't a real big one. It wasn't real little either, but airboats kept going by. And I figured it out. Them airboats would go by and they kept feeding it. And so it would swim to the boat wanting you to. And so I may have been eating a piece of jerky or something. And then I tossed that piece of jerky out to the gator. And I guess you can do that. And I fed a gator today. So.
Fed a gator today.
We got a couple.
So let's see. It's going to be good.
Luke, you watch, what's that state?
Where? I don't know. I can't read that far. I'm getting old, man.
Luke, you watch Bad?
What? Oh, you watch? Yeah, I don't know what that says.
I don't know what Bad.
You might be on the beers.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
What about that last one? So if you could choose, which lake would you want back on the schedule that the elites have fished in the past or not have fished? So if you could pick any lake, where would you go? Or you maybe
Santee's, they're absolutely cracking on there. It's 30+ pound bag every tournament. Man, I don't know. Like we don't go anywhere bad. Like, everybody says that talks crap about Sabine. We go down there, we catch a bunch of smaller fish, but you do get bites. I don't hate that. I just like fishing in general. I don't care if we're fishing pond, lake, creek, river, whatever. I probably wouldn't come back here. Just because it's such a pain in the butt to get around. I don't mind if you can at least run to places and shut down and idle 40 yards and start fishing. That's okay. And when this thing's up another 1.5 feet, it's like that. I don't know. I don't have any place I just hate. Like I've never been somewhere that I was just like, screw this. I don't ever want to go back.
I bet we end up on Gunnersville.
I take that back. Lay Lake. I had a brutal finish there right after I won, and it's probably actually a fun lake to fish. I just made dumb decisions that week.
Thomas Madden asked, "Can we start the Cole County Pond Hop Invitational?"
That would be.
I would
sweet.
win that. I would have a shot at
no
winning
frogs
that.
allowed.
No frog. Oh.
Chatterbait?
Chatterbait. That would actually be pretty cool. We could, there's been pond hop tournaments back in the past. They give away like a 2-man boat if you won or something like that.
Not Luke's ponds though.
No, yeah, well.
Wow, then I'm screwed.
Yeah, they screwed. No, that would actually be pretty fun. We could actually pull some deal like that.
I might know somebody that would, insure that invitational.
Possibly. Yeah, that's for sure. I don't know. That'd be fun. I think we could do some type of deal. We could get Blake come down, kind of like a meet and greet type deal. And we got some companies that probably give away some product and everything, and maybe local businesses and stuff would probably love to help out. Especially we did something, maybe have a tournament for ages, from 12 and under to 18 and under or whatever. I think that'd be a cool thing.
I believe he just said yes. Event liability. Who would think of such a thing? Well, here we go. Yeah. We're halfway there, boys. We got the insurance under it. So
Tom can do that. He's the man.
Good. Oh, how's that truck going? Is that going to be repaired anytime soon?
Did we talk about that last
time? I think we talked about it.
About me
you don't know how to drive.
Completely demolishing a deer right past McGee Creek turnoff. So I got to turn back around and go get other truck, and Thomas Madden, he's been a good buddy of mine for years and years, and went to high school together, and then he's family friend for years too. He took care of it all for me, insurance and everything, and he insures everything from house, boat, truck, everything, life insurance. I got to get the life insurance on me because I got the boy on the ground, so something happens to me on the road, the family's got a couple dollars to take care of things. So
what about me?
Aaron, you're done. Knocked out.
I thought I was on your will.
Yeah, you're popped out.
Yeah, 4 years old, about that time.
Tom, we talked today, you said.
Yeah, what? We won't talk about that. Same as we can talk about fishing.
No. Yeah, that's it.
That's true.
But no,
right,
that'd be fun. That would actually be good. I think a little, and that, I'm trying to figure out, I think we leave are we home in May? I don't know if we're home.
No, May not. July, all of July.
Well, we're gone. Well, maybe 1st of June. There's a fishing day, I think. What's it? I think 1st of June.
That's ICAST too, isn't it?
No, it's
July.
10 Killer's June, like the second weekend of June. We might be home that 1st of June into May, right in there. We kind of look at that. Yeah. Kids will be out of school. So that might be something to look at. That'd be fun to put up. I mean, we could, at least just, Atoka, Colgate, that area through there, we could get some stuff going on. It's definitely one of those things. I think it'd be good to get some kids involved and push some stuff like that. It'd be fun. I enjoy doing that stuff for kids.
People want to hang out with you or what?
Probably not, but
if there's some free stuff involved, then
a couple of free stuff, get $100.
They'd show up for Blake.
Yeah,
probably not me. Yeah, no. Hell, he could be able to talk high level with them.
Unless they thought I was their age.
Yeah. Well, we got 15 more minutes.
15 more minutes. Shoot us some more questions. Give us some stuff. I think I like the questions.
And Killer the prop killer. That's actually pretty good.
That's my buddy Dustin. He wasn't there for that one.
Corey Weaver. Oh, I remember Corey from when we went up with the boys at Amped. He said,
"Oh yeah,
y'all boys forgot to come up ice fishing with us."
Well, no one called us to show up.
Yeah, that's on Matt.
Yeah, Matt didn't invite us. We're not good enough for him. He said.
We outfished him.
Oh, that's what it was.
Your one walleye that you caught or whatever it was.
That was actually really cool. I went up, was it 2 years ago, I guess? Went up with Amped Outdoors, the battery company I'm with. They do everything from boat batteries to deer feeder batteries and everything like that. So we went up. He's invited me a couple of times, but he just couldn't ever get the timing right. And actually went up there and said, "Hey, let's go snowmobile riding in no snow," which you got to have that for snowmobiles. But it just worked out where I was able, we rolled up there. We got to hang out with the guys a couple of days, go to their camp and go out. I don't remember the name of the lake.
I don't know.
But we went out, ice fishing, and it was like -700. freezing to
cold.
death. It was cold, and but you sit in ice huts and stuff. Aaron rode on a 4-wheeler. I rode in Matt's side by side that had heat and air conditioning in it. But I was sweating by the time I got out. He had ice in his beard, but it was neat. It was something different. You know, you don't something we're not normal in Oklahoma. But I will definitely go do that again.
Are you guys for or against the elites going to the West Coast?
I know fuel's a hell of a lot cheaper on the East Coast than it is the West Coast. I don't know. I'm not against it.
I'm not against it. If we do it, we need to do 2 events and
Oh yeah, back to back for
and
sure.
make it where it's not just one
drive out there.
Yeah.
It's hell. I put 30,000 miles on mine just running to the East Coast. But I mean, if that's really tell us to go, I don't care where we go.
Which is probably a little easier for us to say that because we're.
Hell, it sucks for us. We're 20 hours away where we drive.
Yeah, but imagine
But I'm saying
Matty
like,
Wan or Brian
yeah.
Smith.
All those guys.
we're in the middle.
Well, that's our fault for living out there.
Yeah,
But no, it's
that would be a cool experience.
it would to go out there and fish different.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm not against it. I mean, hell, we've been to South Dakota. That was a cool fishery. I like going to different places, new places especially, instead of places that got billions of information. Like you go to Gunnersville, hell, you can watch YouTube videos for 6 years and never get through them all. So it is neat to go to those places that are off the grid to an extent.
I wish we could, get away from like Texas and Florida to start out with and go to like some of the Ozark lakes, something we haven't done. You know, they went to
Also,
Table
we
Rock.
can go look at our grass for the whole entire time.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's this day and age, yeah. But those are some of the best.
I wish we'd go like, which Louisiana's out of the
Yeah.
picture anymore because there's so many restrictions where you can fish and stuff. That would be cool. Like start in South Louisiana, go to Venice, make them long runs and stuff. I think it'd be fun. But
Didn't you almost win down there?
I did win in
Or you
Louisiana.
did win there?
Well, on the Red River.
The Red
I won the
River.
ABA Nationals down there. I also have a Chaffalaya Basin is where I missed making the qualification for
That's
Elite
what it
that
was.
1 year. So yeah, that wasn't a win, right? That wasn't a win.
I got it mixed up.
That's what we got. Quit yawning. Hell, it's 8:30.
The heck is that? Kevin Perry, Luke, notice much difference yet between 20-foot. Oh, have you?
Oh, 20 and 21. Yeah, I've ran a 21 most of my career. Most always I've ran a 21-foot boat. I switched to the 20 this year. The ride's still good in the Phoenix, just like always. The boat responds a lot faster on the trolling motor. It's it's a little bit quicker, obviously being a shorter boat. You've run a 20 quite a bit, I think. It's definitely different, but we haven't really been in any big water yet to know any
You'll
difference.
surprise you.
That 21, I've always been a 21 PHX. That was always my boat. I loved it. I loved the bigger boat, especially Texoma Eufaula.
Oh yeah.
It was nice. But down here, I haven't got to experience the big water yet. I did run it at Texoma and Eufaula some back when I was home. It did get pretty. It got pretty rough out here the other day, and it handled it plenty well. I mean, obviously got plenty of storage space and stuff like that. But so far now, it's a little bit faster than my 21 probably.
You'll really like it at Hartwell. Getting
out of
around
docks,
docks. Is there a lot of docks on Hartwell, like
thousands
Grand
of
or Ozark?
Yeah, plenty of them.
That's what I.
So it's definitely a lot quicker response time on trolling motor. That's the main thing I've noticed. I haven't, like I said, the speed's a little bit different, not much for me, but so far so good. I mean, I like the boat. This is a solid boat. This year's it's really just a solid boat. When you hit a wave, you can tell, if you have a boat that's not adequate, I guess you'd say. And this boat is super solid. And so far, I really, really enjoy the boat.
So, what are your plans for tomorrow?
I'm starting in a different area tomorrow.
Yeah, I wouldn't go back to where you caught 12.5 pounds out of it. I'll start there for you.
Yeah. I don't know. I did that last week. I started in a different spot. It didn't go out too well for me, but
Let's try her again.
we're going to try it again. We're doubling down. No, but me and Luke actually kind of stumbled upon the same little area, and it was promising, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
But nothing in fishing is.
Yeah, tomorrow's not
Yeah,
change.
tomorrow could be completely
Hell, we got
different.
15-mile-an-hour north winds, I think. We looked at it earlier on the weather,
Don't say
which
that.
it's about like Oklahoma. The weather changes every 30 seconds, it seems like.
That's
And,
hard. This is a place that you really have to trust a weatherman.
We ain't been able to all. Yeah,
To determine how your day goes. It's the weirdest place too. Like you'll have like it'll be clean, and then the wind shifts, and an hour later it's dirty. It just weird how it just floats around.
she gonna blow out of north tomorrow. Well, then it's gonna be slacking off all day, but
Mine didn't show a whole lot of
we're
wind.
blowing out of north. I mean,
So you're saying there's a chance.
You'll be all right. So what are you doing tomorrow?
I'm probably just gonna decide. I'm gonna go to the East Bank, East Shore, and just fish over there.
Yeah, that makes sense because I'm going with you. So why
Yeah.
catch fish?
No, we're gonna run all over. We're gonna fill her up and let it eat. So,
We got no.
anything else?
What are the weather apps you guys use?
I use Windfinder. He's
Yeah.
got something else on his that's more high tech than
Yeah, I got the Deep Dive app, which is pretty cool. I had a couple buddies who recommended that, and you can. It's a subscription you do have to pay for, but
That's the reason I ain't got it.
yeah, it's pretty cool. It's actually been pretty accurate. It's like back home, but you get like a bunch of rainfall, water comes up, it will show you where the heavy current flow stuff
Does
is.
it show you like the water color? There's a couple apps that do
See,
that.
I've heard that. I thought this was the app that did it, unless there's a pro
That's
series,
what it is.
and that's
You gotta
probably
pay
what I'm not
$24 a month
paying
for.
for. Yeah, but yeah, Deep Dive app, and then I got like 2 or 3 weather channels, which I love looking at because all 3 of them are different. So you just
There's no joke.
yeah.
All right, we got about 5 or 6 minutes left, and we're gonna shut her down. Let's see here. The pro. Oh, look at that. Corey Weaver says the pro version does show you that.
But being a tight ass and get it.
If you make the cut.
Yeah, yeah. I got too
You
much
can
money
afford
going
it.
out.
Yeah. So Troy, we got a where can I?
Where can I find some original robes? I'll pay a pretty penny for 1 or 2.
What's a pretty penny?
Jason Christie's got a bunch. Chad Warner's probably got a bunch. Blake's probably got a bunch. I broke all mine off.
Yeah.
And the rocks. I don't know. I've the Flashpoint, the new one we got come out. It's really nice jerkbait. You can cast it still. It's got the blade on the front for a little extra flash, and you can get that bait down. They've actually got a lot of them got more of a slow sink to them. So you can get that bait on down there. Even the shallower bill version, you can get it down there that 8 to 10 foot range real quick. And so it's got a good depth on it. So
That Flashpoint, I know it has the blade on top, but forward facing sonar, it sure is good for at a
it
distance.
does. It shows up really well.
Especially when it's just sitting there looking back, it's really.
Yeah, it sticks out.
Have you got to throw it up north?
Not yet. I was throwing a. Never mind. I ain't telling you. No, I don't. All up.
Jesus.
Never mind. I ain't telling you.
Oh, final question. Basketball players got a signature shoe. What would be your signature lure?
What would you say, Craig?
Yum Woolly Bug. In Virgo red. That's spot on, isn't it?
It does
That
cover
is
mine.
fine.
That would do mine for sure. Swim jig.
Swim jig.
I mean, at least it wasn't like
You could tell someone's from Arkansas River
Yeah.
when all they throw is a swim jig. He's going to be out in 40 foot of water at St. Clair.
Yeah.
There's not even 40 foot of water there, but
Yeah.
he's going to have a swim jig tied on, cracking smallies. That would be sweet.
That would be sweet.
Catch someone.
Something I've never seen. Yeah.
I caught all mine on 16, 18 pound test last year and
Yeah.
cracking them as hard as I could on the carrot.
It's true.
That was pretty sweet. I mean, I caught a lot on a spinning rod, but my big ones come on a tube and stuff. Actually, I'm looking forward to that one, to the juvie crawl.
Yeah.
Because that was, if I'd have had that then, they would not have known what was happening. It would have been lights out.
Good luck tomorrow.
We're going to need it.
We need it.
It needs 19 pounds
Looking
tomorrow.
for 2 cuts.
That's
That'd be
right.
nice.
Yeah.
Both cuts in the house. Not
And
like we don't need to
remember what
switch
you
back
bet
and
me?
Yeah,
forth.
we don't need
Remember
to-
what you bet me?
What?
Or you didn't bet me. You just said if I make the cut, Where are we going to eat tomorrow?
Oh, that seafood
Crawfish
place.
boil.
Yeah, that'd be sweet. That way I'll hang off the back of the boat all day on Saturday.
No, that going into Florida, I think Florida's it's just a different state to fish in. It's a fish factory.
Well, obviously, it's Florida, and we're from Oklahoma.
Exactly.
It's a different state.
Have you been here before?
No, never. Just all the grass. That's just something that we don't have back home.
But it's not as much grass as you thought, was it? You was expecting hydrilla, eelgrass, like.
Yeah, I got to go to like Toho and like that's a lot of grass all the way out in the center of it. But my goal was to leave here with a cut, just a top 50 cut, nothing. So
you're on your way. You just gotta keep getting after it.
Tomorrow's a new day.
But we got one.
Still working on Bubble Boy.
How many jars of peanut butter have you licked clean this week?
So funny they asked that.
Yeah, this is kind of funny.
I was told no more peanut butter in the house.
Yeah, I'm like deathly allergic to this stuff. Like I'm talking, if I look at it wrong, I'll swell up and die.
Yeah.
And he's over here just dipping his old banana in there, just chowing down on it all the time. Like,
it was actually the banana said no more bananas this week. That's what
bananas are bad luck.
Exactly.
I can eat that. I do got the jar sitting over there.
Throw that some away.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we're gonna wrap this up. It's been about an hour and 15. We would sit here and talk to you guys all night, but we got to cut it off at some point. We appreciate you guys hopping on here for another live stream. Clearly, this one went a lot smoother than last week. So we will obviously be off for a little bit here. I don't know. Luke and I have talked maybe still jumping on every Thursday just to kind of BS with you guys, even though the tournaments aren't going, just keep this relevant. So I would assume that's probably our game plan. Blake obviously will be on Rayburn, depending on what it looks like. Maybe you can hop on with us, Zoom call or something like that. But this is our plan going forward. The rest of the year, I think it's been fun. These guys are having a blast doing it. Kind of keeps them out of bed past, whatever it is,
closer
8:15. So, but again, we're gonna try. Like I said, we gave away those red fin straps right here to the first 5 that got that question right. And we look forward to hopefully
we'll do some more giveaways.
Yeah,
I think every week we'll have something giveaway.
Whether Luke's got to grab a rod out of his rod box or something.
Huh?
Oh, sorry. I just figured I'd give you one away.
Something out here.
Something, but
we'll get something going on. We might do like an end of the year. We might do a big giveaway. It's like a big deal. So definitely follow and go subscribe to YouTube for sure, and check out Exotic Clothing.
Mosgrid says bye. We never said hi, so she's probably wound up about that. But
yeah, go check them out. Check these sponsors out we have. It's on our page and stuff who we have. That's who supports us. And honestly, that's what we've used and been around our whole lives. So check them out, support them. That supports us. And we appreciate you guys big time. And we'll see you guys next week.
Have a good one.
We'll see y'all.
I don't know where my cursor is.